Hello SPF family, welcome back. Y'all know I've been down for the count a little bit, but I have been doing little things here and there that don't take a big commitment from both my time and energy, but have at least given me something to do. I'm also trying to catch up, so forgive me if I repeat, but I do want to let you know just some things I was doing video and maybe not finishing or wasn't worthy of a full video. So here was the shelf in the doll room. I put some of my favorite cultural fashions and then those different sizes of the Barbie bodies. That's all been changed now. Here was, you seen this with the Jewel Mermaid Barbie with the long hair. I was pretty proud of her. I love the way she looked. And a few things here have been pulled out. Pay attention to that Christie there, which was one of my old faves. Just having fun with the shelves. But since then, or before then, I found this Hawaiian Barbie that I had fixed up and straightened her hair up really pretty, so she was one again. I had video, not quite sure what my intention was, but it was in my phone, so I added it, and she looks beautiful now, and she's on my shelf. Since then, just in the last week or two, I found the Jewel Mermaid, what's her name? I forgot her name. Midge. And as well, cheaply, another one of the Tory head. So I'm going to switch that over to the Made to Move for Grace as an adult. Even though I like that face, it looks very much like her, I just think it would be better to be consistent with the Tory head. I hope I find Teresa. I was excited to inspire you guys and let you know what's going on. So this is the background I've been working on for our fashion shows, thanks to whomever it was who gave that idea. I wanted a background, and that was kind of my theme for this. I just want to show you in case you need some ideas for YouTube, or you just want to do something at home. And this is pretty versatile. One of those collapsible folding things for science project. This was actually, we cut half for Gracie's science project, so we had half left over. Just again trying to make it versatile. This is simply glued on both sides with hot glue. Lots of my old spray paints, you'll notice that from Haunted. So I got to finish those and throw those out, which is fabulous. While I was training that, I will continue to train that. Another background to add, that's hot glued, and I can flip that up if I want to get rid of it. This one is simply on a, well, yeah, let's just drop everything. That is simply just tied with the nice ends, so I can put it there or wherever, and I can definitely add more of that. These chandeliers I've had around for a while, and I painted those up with a little bit of, I did it black, and then I did antiquing with silver puffy paint, of course. And I got those on ties, on these ribbons, which are just hot glued on each end. So I can make those different heights depending on what I might like to do. In case that weight is too much, I just put a little puffy paint there, so it'll give it a grip there. This one I did white paint with silver antiquing. And then for some accessories, you've seen I did a mirror on the bathroom for Ever After High. Same concept, but I did it by its own. It was the scrapbook paper, which I glued to another piece of thin cardboard, and then just made some braces so that can just sit up and be cute. Same idea for some of the stages. This was a piece of glitter scrapbook paper. I glued that to a piece of cardboard so it'd be more sturdy. Gems and puffy paint, and I did put Mod Podge on it because I didn't want the glitter coming off. Using this same one, that one will go in there. Using the same concept, I did the same thing with ribbon and then just stuck it to a piece of cardboard. So that one can kind of go that way or that way. Again, gems and puffy paint, easy peasy. Then this one, if you've been watching any of the Ever After High stuff, that's simply like a bed-based platform with paper glued to it, glitter scrapbook paper. I did the details in puffy paint just because, and lots of gems, which will be all of our fabulous lights for the fashion show. So again, just another thing, you'll know what was taking up my time, and pretty. Gives us some options and some play just for whatever. That there is the new Barbie fashion show background. Fancy. And there is the behind the scenes look. Hope that is some help to everybody. Of course, you've seen that in action in our most recent video of our Halloween and fall fashion show for our Me dolls. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for all your fun comments. Here was something my mother found amongst things, and it was apparently stored outside from the lady she bought it from and had some damage. I couldn't resist because it was so small scale, and it really opened up some doors to move some dolls around in my doll room. Damage and weather had made it warp in the back, so I had to try and fix it, and I did that by spraying it all. Who knows? Again, this one wasn't worthy of a video, but I was trying to show you something. So I resprayed it all with water to wet that back part, and then I was trying to warp it back, and by wetting it, I then laid it on the floor, and I think it took me about 2 or 3 days to get it right and have it warp back to normal and not be a mess. Here I am probably priming it, I believe, and I had to be a little bit, there was a little damage there at the bottom, you can see. I caulked it, sanded it, and there was a light in the top. I took that out, and I don't remember everything I did here. Besides painting the bottom the same color as my normal house baseboard, I did not paint the inside because it got real complicated and there was no easy way for me to take off the glass and put it back. So I basically just did the front. It was a cream color and I just made it a white color. This is only prime at this point for the whole overall thing. The top piece, I used my semi-gloss paint to make that nicer, and again, I'm baffled on whatever it was I was trying to show you. Besides, this was on my living room floor, and I was very excited because now I knew I could take some of the dolls out of the doll room, put them in here. I did grab 2 of these fairies because they're cute and they'll look great in my garden area. I still need to find the bee. Here, trying to lighten up some clutter, just changing the bodies out for the what is that? The pilot. I didn't end up using that one. Little collaboration, or somebody helped me, a wonderful doll sister, and here was the before and after. She sent that to me. I loved her writing. I finally fixed it up and did the final touch on the Scarier Reef display, so that's in there and it's wonderful. Got a couple siblings. There's Luna's little sister hanging in her spot as was planned. Okay, the first curvy. Well, no, I guess I did this. Yes, I switched up the music girl and ordered a second one. Remember, I broke the other body. So now I got a mother-daughter, one fully posable, one semi-posable with the Keone body. Love, love, love these 2. Later, I am going to change the hair on one of them to make a difference. And here was that first posable curvy. I love and adore. I ripped off her clothes so fast I want to see her body. It's a little bit bigger than the usual curvy. Adore it. Here we have Lizzie. Her room is up next for a dorm room, and it's right there. It's all ready to go, and I've got the review and haven't even put it up yet, but as you see, it's sitting next to me. Has not been done yet and collecting quite a bit of dust, embarrassingly. Now here was a total unexpected issue, and I had to come up with a solution. I did put this doll clothes heaven back up in the doll room because I was getting grease and stink about it, and downstairs I didn't like that for everyday life. And I had a bad batch silicone when I put all these new cups on top. They didn't hold for nothing. The bottom ones are fine. They're strong and sturdy. But all the time I wasted up on the top was wasted, and then I thought, yeah, I really want to put the airplane back up here, and this is really growing. Look at how easy they pop off. Total bad batch of silicone, first time in forever. So had to rethink that. Here's the airplane. It's going to go back up there. And this is what I decided to do. I fell in love. Well, now, of course, I had that thing my mom got me so I could move around some dolls. So I made some space. And this is now going to be #Wendy's Doll World area. And I've kind of fallen in love with these different characters and all their different sizes, shapes, and everything. So I'm going to have this area down the bottom shelf to look at them all and just plain enjoy them more in a display kind of aspect and see them. Here is, if you remember this area, I used to have the coffin here, and now this thing was so tiny of the way it stuck out, I could actually stick it in that spot. It's not obtrusive when you're actually walking by. So this was, wow, good job, Mom. This is a neat piece. I just stuck in some of my favorites, and first I still got more to put in there and organize. That is only the primer coat, and I will eventually come back and put just some satin craft paint on it to finish it off. Only needs one coat just for a little shine and protection. I have just a little bit more room for my Holy Grail doll. Alex surprised me. I'm not going to make you wait because you have all been so patient. There's my Holy Grail Barbie doll. She's there, and I'm waiting to open her for you and with you. Next, stands. I talked about stands, and now I had to buy a bunch of them because all these dolls, I still got dolls on the bottom, but all these dolls had to go up here. You can see I painted the background white, so that's going to be my Wendy's Doll World area. That's how I distinguished it. And I know here I start talking about the stand sizes. I went through them on a previous video, decided what I liked and loved, and went for the gusto and blew a big portion of my budget to get stands so I could have all these up here. There was one particular size that for the most part worked for everything, including Ken. And now, except for this Stacy size needed some special. I think that was only in a set of 3 I bought, and I only have the 3. Previously I'd bought 3, and they worked perfect for Stacy size, and I think that was the only thing they worked good for me for, and that's the only reason I bought them. Okay, Wendy, 2? I don't know why I was saying 2. I was just pointing, I guess. Oh, I was just showing you. See how well they work for Stacy? Then we have, okay, the regular size worked. No, I bought some Ken size. That was right. I think only 12 Ken size, and they worked well on the curvy and the Peacekeepers. But I was able to use the regular ones on the regular Ken size, and they were perfect. I just put it under the shirt, and it was actually better because they didn't wobble around with the Ken. But definitely needed the Ken size for the curvy and the royal Peacekeepers. It just worked out better. Some, I didn't have enough, and I did end up having to use the regular size, but I would probably order a couple extra to fix that later. These stands I'm perfectly, wonderfully happy with these stands out of any I've used so far. I love the white for the background. Oh, and then I got some little ones here for the little Kelly and Chelsea size. They don't work wonderfully for Chelsea. But at the same sense, this one had articulated knees, so I kind of had to. These little teeny ones definitely work better, the best for the Kelly size. Again, not so great with articulation, so I went with, I forget what I did there, but I put these little heart ones. They were cheap, and they held up, hold those little ones up really, really good. And yeah, that's what I did. I wish I could remember. Oh, those wobble a little bit. I wish I could remember everything I planned on telling you about these, but I'm trying. There's my beautiful curvy Barbie articulated. I did not want to change her head because I wanted people to always notice if I use her that she is that particular curvy doll. So I will have been grouping these up. If I'm a little bored, I go up and move things around. A few body switches. Here was in my quest for molds. This was the only Tangle mold, head mold I have. And I used a Nicole body that was mostly articulated. Worked out pretty good. Asha face, not my favorite, except for this old Christy I've had forever, remember? Well, I happened to be at Tuesday mornings and found this beauty. And although not 100%, in the end, even in bright light, you will see she worked out perfectly. And I have articulated Christy, my favorite of all the Asha faces. Hooray. Sad news, one of our jammers passed away, and this really hurt me pretty deeply. Mr. J.B. Sabin was a wonderful friend who sent me so many pictures of his beautiful East Coast gardens. And I'm going to be doing some seasons rooms, and I'm going to do them dedicated to him with some flowers and things like that. He was such an amazing pen pal over email, and I miss him very much, and I miss his comments. He was amazingly positive to the very end, and I wanted to celebrate his baldness, and oh god, I just don't know what to say. I sent him this, and he sent me this back, and I will forever smile at having him in my life. Thanks, JB. That last part there was very hard to articulate. I haven't forgotten this Polly Pocket thing has to be done, and those girls need a home soon. There's a few more of the siblings here, this one, and then Dracula comes up. That's all I got for now, and I hope to gather a few more later. It just hasn't been on my priority list. I guess I'm waiting for a sale, and I bought so many stands. Yikes. Live Bodies I am now in love with. I found this little group which had different shades and things to get to know them. Shoes are a little bit of a challenge, but I'm figuring it out. If this helps anybody, that's as far as I know. The different shades of skin, I don't know. Teresa and Steffi, two of my least kind of low favorites, but I'm trying to incorporate them. So here I am every now and then. Again, no big commitment, just wash a hair every now and then and get some grease. It's the only one I have of that mold, so I decided to make her the pilot instead of the one I had planned previously. Again, I'm just showing you, I was just doing a little bit of everything that was just easy. Wash 2 heads, let them dry, and go do it. That's my only Nikki, I think, my only normal shaped. I got the one from High School Musical. I did end up using a different one for my purpose. You'll see here in a minute. Here's my Google, and I guess I wanted to show you that just in case. Pause it if you need to read this. This stuff is great. I talk about it all the time. Not sure what I had planned here, but okay, so here's the train that I'll do someday, and there's my Nikki conductor waiting, and that's where she'll be. And it, again, got some clutter out of the room with a box. Here is I believe it's Teresa. I'll have to put a note there, but she's ready to be the pilot for when I do get this plane back. Having pulled up all those cups, you can see there wasn't a lot of damage, and that shows exactly how poorly that was stuck. Here and there for some therapy when I'm bummed, because sometimes when you don't do much, you do get bummed, but it is very easy to go shopping. I have had great success finding clothes cheap, and I'm really happy about having that cheap little endeavor. So where are we at now? Okay, this is pretty much present as I've been playing, except I haven't done Gracie's adult doll up there yet. That is to come. Oh, we got Skipper there, pregnant too. I forgot to add that one in there. You can see it on Instagram. So here is my hashtag Wendy's Doll World as of me just taking this video yesterday. Please do pause to have a quicker look, and I will show this better later. Just here's my signature look for a lot of these dolls. There's quite a few live bodies in there, which I love. The height differences, many switch outs, and I've almost for the most part gotten every single one I loved. Now I remember my Steffi face, who had this super tan orange. That was about the best I can do. So now I have a little person in my repertoire of persons, and I love that. That really worked out good. I just am not familiar with Steffi faces and how small they were. This one that I changed out, I did adjust. She was a curvy originally, the tango mold. Now I adjusted her clothes to fit a little better. There's that Christy looking beautiful. She might even keep that name. And I kind of got some near the front are the ones I might grab more for my stories. And I'm contemplating putting a piece of 2x4 in the back to lift those up and see them a little better. That'll be later down the road. But definitely really neat. Over to the right here, I think earlier I pointed to say my Vidalia, who I adore, graduated to a made to move body. That's the one on the karate one that I just went out there. Yeah, this has been fun. This has been perfect therapy while I go through what I've been going through. Still hoping for this Japan samurai male doll. That's in my hopeful future. Oh, and I did throw in some Skipper here with the pregnant body. Check out Instagram here and there. When all else fails, I try to throw something up there. Here's a last on my wish list is the new curvy made to move coming out. Hope to see that someday. And I have a lighting video that everything's ready. I just got to dub it, and I just haven't done it. I will. Thanks, everybody, for being so patient with me, and I'm going to go back and maybe have a nap now. Love you. See you next time.